See, we never should have let Vicky near our tree.
From where I was sitting and then falling, I don't think it was her fault.
You just don't know her. I figured out why Santa's jolly all the time.
Oh, why is that?
Because he doesn't have to play with Vicky.
It's official. I've had to close the Indian Valley Railroad. Nothing is getting through that snow. I'm sorry, sir. It looks like you're going to be stuck here.
Oh, don't worry about me now. I'll be fine.
Yes, but...
My friend, I'll be just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, please. I've got a lot of new names and addresses to enter into my computer here. And I'd like to have it finished before the train arrives.
I can't figure him out. But I like a passenger who doesn't complain. Oh, by the way, Miss Jones, did he like his present?
Did who like what present, sir? Oh, yes, he liked it.
Excellent. It was hard finding something in his size.
Oh.
Well, I'll see you at the committee meeting.
They think I knocked over the tree on purpose.
Yeah. Of course you didn't. You ever feel that you'd like to be someone else?
Yes.
And if you were someone else, what would you wish for?
You mean, if I were somebody else like Tanya, then I'd wish for Tanya to be nice to me.
And Tanya would wish that you would be nice to her, huh? That's how it works, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know something? Ever since I arrived here at this train station, I've been wondering what's in that Nickelodeon back there. Do you know?
You got a nickel?
I think so. Oh, there we are.
This old train's on its way to a town by the river. You can hear the whistle blowing for many miles away. There's an old hobo standing in the train full of letters and presents wrapped in ribbons. It's coming Christmas Day. Well, he sees Old Town standing as the train keeps on passing, and he thinks back to when he was loved as a boy back in his home. And he blows on his fingers, cold and bitter from winter's weather, just a cold and lonely hobo spending Christmas time alone. And only if he knew that there's an angel by his side, and only if he knew he would never be alone. Well, he turned around to see who was standing there beside him. Looked a lot like him many years ago.
Mr. Nicholas, are some people really all alone on Christmas?
Yes, Vicky, I'm afraid so.
And they don't get any presents?
Well, that all depends on what you mean by presents. Not every present comes wrapped in pretty paper with a ribbon and bow, you know. Sometimes a present can be just a smile. Or a kind word to somebody who's feeling sad. Or a poem, or maybe a picture that you've drawn.
But they don't cost any money.
Presents don't have to cost money.
Ah, Mr. Mayor, how grand it is to see you on this fine and lovely day.
There's practically a blizzard out there. What is it you want, Schemer?
Well, I understand that you were on the committee that picked Santa's helper.
Not you two. Stacy Jones, huh? J.B. Key, and even Midge Smoot want to be Santa's helper.
Right, but you can't vote for any of them, no. Because they all smoke big, cheap, smelly cigars.
Big, cheap, smelly cigars.
Right. For breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yes, stinko ones.
I find that difficult to believe.
Well, that's because you're not concentrating hard enough. You need to try a little harder. Perhaps these nickels will help you concentrate. And remember to vote for Schemer for Santa's helper.
There, it looks better than before.
But the lights still don't work, thanks to Vicky.
Well, I tell you, it wasn't her fault. You'll find in life that often things go flipping over and falling down and piling up, and it's not always somebody's fault.
What do you mean?
Take last Christmas on the island of Sodor, for example.
What happened?
I was just about to tell you. It was Christmas on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard. Thomas and Toby were busy carrying people and parcels up and down the branch line. Everyone was happy. Only the coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were complaining. It's always the same before Christmas, they groaned. We feel so full, we feel so full. Oh, come on, said Thomas. Where's your festive spirit? Christmas Day is almost here. By the side of the track was a lonely little cottage with a familiar figure waving to them. It's Mrs. Kindly, whistled Thomas. Peep, peep, Happy Christmas. Thomas always felt better for seeing her. Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without Mrs. Kindly. When work was over, Thomas went to see the other engines. All their coats had been polished. "Huh," said Gordon, "just look at us. Your driver will have to work fast to get you as smart as us." "Never mind that," replied Thomas. "I've something important to say. Do you realize it's a whole year since Mrs. Kindly saved us from a nasty accident? You remember when she was ill in bed and—" "Yes, of course," interrupted Edward. "You told us how she waved her red dressing gown out of her window to warn you about a landslide ahead. And you and Toby gave her presents," Percy joined in, "and Sir Topham Hatt sent her to Bournemouth to get better." "But," said James and Henry together, "the rest of us have never thanked her properly." "Exactly," said Thomas. "So now I think we should all give her a special Christmas party." Everyone was getting very excited. The drivers felt sure that Sir Topham Hatt would agree, as indeed he did. The engines were all busy making plans when silence fell. Sir Topham Hatt had bad news. "The weather's changed badly. Mrs. Kindly is snowed up. Toby says he'll help to rescue her. You must help too, Thomas. There's no party unless you do." Thomas hated snow, but he said bravely, "I'll try, sir. We must rescue her. We must." "There's a good engine. You and Toby will manage splendidly." Thomas charged the snowdrifts fiercely. Sometimes he swept them aside, sometimes they stuck fast, and the men had to loosen them. But at the cutting near the cottage, they could go no further. "Look at that!" exclaimed Thomas's fireman. "Peep, peep, peep!" Here we are, whistled Thomas. An answering wave came from an upstairs window. Then they heard a familiar sound. That's Terence, said Thomas. He's come to help too. Sure enough, Terence had a snowplow and was working hard to clear a path to the railway line in safety. At long last, the rescue was complete. Percy took the tired workmen home. Terence said goodbye to Mrs. Kindly and promised to take care of her cottage as he watched them all set off. The engines made good time. No more snow had fallen, but the yard was dark. Thomas's heart sank. Suddenly, all the lights went on. What a marvelous sight awaited Mrs. Kindly.